Hi there, it's time to get up to scratch. Today, we're going to look at the sound blocks, the purpley pink colored blocks over here. There aren't many of them, but they can make your Scratch program so much more interesting. Let's take a look at them now. Before we begin looking at the blocks, I should point out to you the sound tab at the top. Now, each sprite will have its own set sounds when you drag it in. The cat happens to have the meow here. Now, if you've seen my video on Scratch Basics, you'll know that you can add sounds here as well as record or upload sounds. To choose a sound that we want to add, you just click on that button, and there are a lot here. If you hover over the play button, you will hear each sound as it goes. Let's use that sound, the basketball sound, as an example so that we can show you multiple sounds in the code. Also know that you can record by pressing that button, and you'll see that this dialog box opens, record sound, and we need to press the button. Let's see what happens. Hello, hello, hello. And now I can edit it, and you can see the waves, and I don't really want that first little bit. So I'm going to cut it like that and save. I could also re-record, but I can check the sound. Hello, hello, hello. So let's go and look and see what we can do with the coding. As usual, I need to bring an event block in. Thankfully, it's just below the sound blocks. Let's try playing the sound. So if you want to play a sound, you just drag the sound, play sound, recording 1 until done. Now you'll notice we've got the meow, the basketball bounce, and also the option to record there. So when I press play, let's have it on recording 1. Hello, hello, hello. We have that. Now there's a slight difference in the start sound. So we might want this sound to keep on playing for a certain amount of time. I once made a program that had a combination lock that played a sound when you got the right combination, so that I use the next block stop all sounds in conjunction with these two. The key difference between these two blocks is that when you use the play sound until done, the sound will play until it's done, and then it will move on to the next block. If you use the start sound, it will start that sound, and then it will move on to the next block and play that sound while those are executing. You can also use the stop all sounds to end the sounds that are playing at any time. We can change how the sounds are heard. There are two different effects, just like if you saw the video on looks. They had lots of visual effects. There's two effects here. There's pitch and there's pan left and right. So pitch basically means how high or low the recording is. So let's do a comparison here and listen to these two sounds. When I change the pitch effect by, let's say, 100. So changing it in a positive way makes the pitch go up. Changing it in a negative way makes the pitch go down. So actually, let's do 3 of these and then change the pitch effect. Let's actually do set pitch effect to minus 100. So effectively, we're doing the first one at 0, the second one at adding 100, and the third one, instead of subtracting 200, which I could have done, we're just demonstrating that block. So let's have a listen. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Notice that the sounds were the first one was sped up, so the second one was sped up, the pitch effect of 100, and the pitch effect of negative 100 was slowed down. We could also, if I wanted to, I could clear the sound effects like that, and the third one won't sound hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. So notice how even though I did set the pitch effect to minus 100, it cleared the sound effects before the last one, so we didn't get that slow pitch or the lower volume. Also note that we can change, let's throw those back in there, we can change this other effect, which is pan left or right. Now, you might not be able to hear this on whatever device you're working on. This changes the side of the speakers that you can hear the sounds out of. Now, not everything that you have will have stereo sound. It won't have left or right, so you'll just hear one sound regardless of the effect. When I was playing with this earlier, I couldn't hear it, but perhaps you will be able to hear this on your device. So I'm going to do 3 ones. So first one is I'm going to change the pan left right effect by 100. That is the maximum value. And then I'm going to play the third one, set the pan left right effect to minus 100. So notice again that I'm using the change and set. I could have done change by minus 200 to get that. And let's make sure I play the recording once again. And let's hear what it does. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I actually did hear that on my laptop, so I guess it does work. So 100 is the max. It goes all the way to the right, and negative 100 goes all the way to the left. This might be a really neat thing to do if you're having your sprite make different sounds in different areas of the stage. Just a note that I didn't mention earlier is that the pitch can change from minus 360 to positive 360. I'm not sure where they get that number from, but that's what they get. Another thing that you can change is the volume. So the volume, as you can see here, is set volume to 100%. So I'll start. It's probably a good idea as well that when you are making a program that you set everything the way you want it to be at the beginning. So maybe you do want it to start quiet and get louder. So you would maybe set it at 50 or 40 or 30%. I'm going to do some changes. So change volume by minus 50. So that should be putting it at 50%. And then I'm going to do, and let's hear what that does. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to change that now by change it to minus 70 to see if it even goes quieter. It did seem quieter, but hello, 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 hello. So that was a little bit more noticeable. With the other blocks, we've also seen these kind of circular blocks that can go into those areas. So when you use the looks blocks, you'll know that this is something you can do, is to put those in there. So what this will do, if you haven't seen the looks ones yet, it will say the volume. So it says the volume is 30. Now let's actually try that again. And in fact, I'll show you a little tip I haven't shown you before. Right click and duplicate. So I have 2 of those. And this time I'm actually going to go and change the volume, or I'll set the volume to 100%. So first we see it's 20%, and then we see it's 100%. So you can do that to change, you can find out what these values are. Now, since there's only so many sound blocks, I'm going to show you a little bonus bit of blocks that Scratch has. So down here in this bottom corner, there's actually some options for blocks that you can add. So one of the ones that is quite useful is the music block. So they get added to below. Now, basically, I'm going to just show you a very, very quick overview of this. So you can choose to play the drum. So you've got lots of different drums there. I'm not going to show all of them, but you can play around with them. And if we play one, it plays for 0.25, so a quarter of a beat. Then you could have it rest for a beat and play a drum snare again. So you can have things play notes. You can also change the instrument. So it's probably important if you want to play a instrument, we can start with piano and play note. Now, when you click that, you can see the different notes that you can play. Let's see if I can play a song. So if anyone can guess what the song is. It takes a little while to do this. And I'm going to repeat this last one 3 times. Duplicate. And that's going to make it 4 times because I. So if I put it all together. So that's the beginning of Mary Had a Little Lamb, but I could also do that with lots of different other instruments. Now I could also set the tempo to different numbers. So I'm guessing set the tempo is 60 beats per minute. So if I change that to 40, it should slow it down. And I could also change the tempo. So if I change the tempo midway through, you can see that it is fast. And the last thing is you've got this other circular block that you can put in there, and just like all the other circular blocks, you can put it into anywhere where there's a circular block. So we'll say what the tempo is first 60, then it's setting it to 40, and then down here we'll set it to 60 again. That's all the sound and music blocks. Hopefully now you feel confident to add sounds and music to your programs. There are tons of different things that you can do. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the videos on motion blocks and looks blocks, as those are the basic building blocks of what Scratch can do. Once you're familiar with those, it'll be time to move on to the control and sensing blocks to make your programs do some interesting things, before finally getting on to the operator and variable blocks, which will really make your programs come alive. Until next time, happy programming! Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.